Alex would want her to go, everyone told her. As she turned on the water, she remembered the times they had showered together, and how awkward and funny and sexy that had been. Today, her shower entailed standing under the hot running water with her eyes closed for 2 minutes, and then drinking both cups of tea herself. When Jude got out and the steam on the mirror cleared, she saw the person she had become. She was 36, but her drawn skin and stringy blonde hair made her look years older. Her face was set in a constant downward turn, and 2 deep lines now bracketed her mouth. "I've got her upside-down U-face," Jude said to herself. When her mother, Gloria, had that face on, it was always a warning sign. Jude had seen it mostly when her mother told her what a disappointment it was that she wanted to become an artist. "After all the sacrifices I've made for you, what good can come of that? Get yourself a proper job, girl, one that pays the rent." Jude knew that her father Donald, who had loved poetry and music, would have supported her dream, but he had left them years earlier and returned to the Highlands, where he had been born, to live with a very jolly-looking woman called Brenda. Jude had never blamed him for it, as her childhood home was far from jolly. She unlocked her front door and bumped her bike down the steps to the pavement before setting off for her detested proper job. The noise of wet wheels on wet road hit her like a smack in the face. Women were hopping between puddles, their sandaled toes wet and fake tanned legs splashed with dirty water. She would be very late again, and Helena, the gallery manager and her boss, would be angry again. In fact, Helena had grown increasingly impatient with Jude's lateness, forgetfulness, and the strong likelihood that she would cry at work these days. These days being the days since Alex had died. 90, if you counted the one that had just begun. Jude worked at a ludicrously expensive art gallery on the Turl in the centre of Oxford. Having graduated from Exeter University, she'd come to visit a friend in the city and immediately abandoned her plan of going home to Taunton to work in a cafe, paint, and be a paid companion for her mother when she met Alex Fitzgerald. It was a betrayal Gloria had never forgiven her for. Racked with guilt, Jude had found herself unable to paint since, but loving and living with Alex had amply made up for that sacrifice. He'd been in his final year of law at St. Anne's College, and unlike anyone she had ever met. Incredibly tall and incredibly thin, he was far from classically handsome. His jeans were always at least an inch too short, exposing an endearing cuff of pale, hairy flesh, and his bottom-of-the-range wire-rimmed glasses had extra plastic bits to keep them on his bony nose. But Jude had loved him from their first meeting, and he had made her happier than she would have believed possible. Yes, they had been happy, she remembered. And somehow, that had made life, and her job, bearable. She had the smiling photos to prove it. Now, neither was the case. Her friends had supported her, often literally, through the first days and weeks following Alex's death. They had insisted that she got up, dressed, ate something, and got to the end of each day, so she could go to bed and begin it all again tomorrow. Tom Byers, Alex's best friend from school, and his co-partner in the solicitor's practice they had founded, brought her flowers and treats and let her sob in his arms. But Jude dared not tell any of her friends that all these efforts were in vain. Her pain was not fading a little with each day, as Zoe, her bereavement counsellor, had assured her it would. Quite the opposite. It was intensifying, seeping into every moment of her life like a toxic black ink. She snapped at her friends when she was drunk or tired, but still, they did not abandon her. In her very darkest moments, Jude even wondered if their unswerving loyalty was because they were relieved that, as the unimaginable had happened to her, the odds were stacked against it happening to them. Grief sat like a dark incubus on her heart, an agony she could only compare to a form of medieval torture she'd